Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, inside this particular video I'm going to show you guys an update on what we have on boom 500. As you know, inside this channel we used to drop daily analysis on boom and crash and step index with currency pair, what has happened so far and what is possible going to be our next move outcome. So with this our powerful indicator, as we all see here, we have a lot of people that have already got this powerful indicator, and you can also get it. What you just need to do is to join my Telegram group, and you are going to get access to this indicator. You can reach me and you are going to get it. Believe me, this indicator is not for free. It's not for free. So guys, let me show you. This is boom 500 on 30-minute time frames. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see it. As we all see that we have a trade that we have already taken before here some days ago. We have another one that we have already taken here. So that is to tell us that our trend is very accurate. And as you can see now that we take this particular trade at this particular area where we have our trend, you see our trend that we have here moving from green to orange line at this particular zone. And we also have it in this our second setup, and which we also have it. So inside this video I'm going to review another double authentication setup for this particular strategy, so that you can see that we have another one here. According to the uptrend here, you can see it trade above the 80 level here, and it's also trade above the 80 level here. That gives us a better confirmation on how to trade our trade successfully. So it's a probability of 80% of trade going towards that direction for you. So as you can see now, currently now we are having a downtrend, despite the fact that we have our trend to be on a downtrend, but we will have a uptrend signal here that our trend leader showed to us that we have a little uptrend. So this uptrend is going to be a little up on a uptrend for some times before respecting this particular trend that we are having currently now. As you can see that the trade is still moving on a downtrend. You can see our orange line is still forming here. That means we are still on the trend of the downtrend. But you can know that the trade used to reverse a little bit. So when it reverses back, that is when it pull back. So that this will be a sign of a pullback before giving us a downtrend, and it will be accurate with this particular trend before giving us a confirmation of uptrend. So let me show you guys on how I take this particular trade, and this is another possible way to take a trade. As we all know that this is a downtrend signal for all that trade are below the 20 level, and also currently now we have our trade that go below the 20 level, and that is to tell us that we are having a pullback little bit on uptrend. But currently now we are having the market is not yet go direct to that particular area, but there is a little back. So let me show you how you can take this particular trade. So we use our 30-minute time frames to check the trend of the market, and this is exactly what we are checking. You can see our trend leader here. It gives us a downtrend from this particular side, and that is exactly the downtrend that is moving up to this moment. You can see that before an uptrend little bit, and same thing also happened here, because this particular window, these two windows, they have different setup. So I have a different setup for it. If you also want it, you can have it. So you can have it once you get the indicator. You can have the different setup. So now let's see, we have an uptrend there that will be a reverse before the markets go on a downtrend again, before indicates following this particular trend. And before you know, this particular trend is very soon is giving us a accurate uptrend when it moves from this particular trend towards our green histograph at this particular level. So let me show you guys what have happened so far in our boom 500 on 5-minute time frames. So what we do, as we all know that we used to check our 5-minute time frames for our trend. So let me zoom in so that you guys can see what has happened in the market. Okay, yeah guys, this is exactly what I mean. You can see what happened here. So this is the first trade that we take currently from on our 30-minute time frames. We mark this particular area. So what we do is very simple. We check the trend of the market if it trade above the 80 level, and that is exactly what we have here. And we check the second one also if it appear on the above the 80 level. You can see the two window accurate to each other. That is to tell us that we are going to be having our downtrend for some times. And immediately this our arrow indicates to ourselves. This our arrow might indicate at this particular area when it's starting turning to orange at this particular zone. Once it's turned to this particular zone, let me zoom in so that you can see it very well. So once it's turned to this particular zone, what we are going to do is that we are going to mark that particular spot that we have our arrow. Once we mark it, then we will go back to 30-minute time frames. Once we go back to 30-minute time frames, we will check where is that particular spot. Where can we locate it on 30-minute time frame? We can see we locate it at this particular at this particular candle, which is the last green candle. Then we wait for our exhausting candle to form, and we can see that it's formed and it end at this particular zone because it's break it over at this particular zone. And you can see I confirm my trade on the above 80 level also, and same thing also happen here. That's to tell us that we have a downtrend. So that is exactly how I take this particular trend. Okay, let's check this. So we go back to that 5-minute time frames again, and we start to look for an entry because we want to take an uptrend entry. So we start to look for an uptrend. Okay, we have this thing here. We have our arrow appear here. So we'll check our signal here. We check that, okay, which of our signal. We can see that this our indicator here go below the 20 level, and same thing also happened to here also. We can see that it go below the it go below the 20 level. It go below the 20 level. So we are going to mark that particular spot and check if that particular spot can form an accurate entry for us. So let's check for more. We have one here, we have another one here. So we are going to mark those particular spots at this particular area. You can see this still go below the 20 level, and we still have it below the 20 level here, but we can see that it's moving on the exact 20 level at this particular zone. So we are going to check this particular zone and find our best entry to enter on our 30-minute time frames. So now let's go back to 30-minute time frames. We can see now we need to check something on 30-minute time frames. Our window 1, does it move below the 20 level? We can see it move below the 20 level here. And the window 2, does it move below the 20 level? Yes, it's moved below the 20 level. That means everything is going alongside with what we have currently. So as we can see now, we can see that what we mark on 5-minute time frames, now we check it on 30-minute time frames. We can see that when we check it here, we can see that it appears. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see it. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see. Yes, the first one that we indicate here, it appears on the on the green candle. It appears on the green candle, which is not the last red candle. That is to tell us that this particular entry is not confirmed. It's not the right entry for us to enter our trade. And if we check here, we are going to check which particular candle does it appear on. If we check it very well, let's remove the arrow here, or let me change the arrow that we have here. We are going to change the arrow here. Let me check the arrow so that you guys can see. When we zoom in, let's zoom in so that you guys can see it very well. When you zoom in very well, you will discover that it appears on the last red candle. It appeared on the last red candle, and once it appears on the last red candle, we can see our exhausting candle that appear above it at this particular area. We have an exhausting candle that appear at this particular area. So now, and I can also confirm this particular trend that we have here that indicate the uptrend have already started. You can see immediately my candle form completely, then my entry will be above this particular area. You can see my entry can be on the first red candle, second red candle, before the trend keep on moving on a downtrend. You can see the trend cannot come back to this particular level if that particular level is what is correct. It cannot move to this particular, it cannot break this particular zone again unless this particular entry is what is not correct. We can see what happened now. We have our trade moving on a uptrend massively, guys. So just imagine this is 30-minute time frame. Just imagine the kind of profit you'll be making on this. As I told you guys before, that this particular uptrend is going to be a short, because we are going to be having another downtrend that will come back to this our window one will come back to this level, so that it will be accurate with this particular one before giving us another formation for uptrend. So that is how it will be happen on every trade.